Oaks Day, Ladies Day, and they're off away. And not very well away, Langy the Legend. Out wide is Commander Straker in the green jacket, probably leads early. Back on the inside in a red cap, Kessau Power is beaten to the inside rail by Blatant. In the centre is Silencer, then Shandy Star in a red cap from the Twilight Lady. Estate on the outside as they run round Tatnam Corner now. Keep Bidding is back in the field from Legend of Xanadu, and well out the back is Self Praise and Langy the Legend, and it's Commander Straker who got across from stall 12 to lead the way and lead clearly down the home run. Tracked by Silencer on the inside, and they're followed by Estate, and behind these out wider is the Twilight Lady, Keep Bidding, and Legend of Xanadu trying to come with a run. Blatant still there on the inside as they pass the 2 furlong marker. Commander Straker leads the way. Legend of Xanadu now attacking out wide, followed by Keep Bidding as they race on to the final furlong, and Legend of Xanadu is wearing down Commander Straker. Keep Bidding back in third inside the final furlong. Legend of Xanadu now begins to assert. Late run from Self Praise from nowhere. Legend of Xanadu holds on to win the Woodcote. What a run from Self Praise, virtually tailed off at one stage. In third, Commander Straker. Keep Bidding in fourth.
10 years ago, Mick Shannon took this race with the son of 60s icon, Chilworth icon. He's done it again with Legend of Xanadu under William Buick, who bided his time in a strongly run race. Self Praise missed the break and has rattled home. A massive run from him for Hugo Palmer and Danny Tudhope, who himself has his first ride in the Derby tomorrow. And third was the pace setter Commander Straker. Ross O'Ryan set out like a bat out of hell on him, and he's run well in the circumstances to fill out third. Keep Bidding has finished fourth. She wasn't the best away either. And fifth was the Twilight Lady. Boy oh boy, fast and furious. Down the outside comes Buick. I wonder if he'll do the same on Nation's Pride tomorrow, Jane Mangan.
Well, he might do it in the Oaks today as well, but it just shows how streetwise these 2-year-olds have to be, because from the gates the pace was hot. As you said, Ross O'Ryan forward on Commander Straker, and some of the horses early on couldn't live with this pace. But to be fair, Legend of Xanadu was a little bit uncomfortable at the beginning, was a little bit more comfortable than most in the last furlong, Martin.
I think you've needed to stay well because the pace was hot. We had a second furlong running 10.79, a third furlong in 10.58 on the on-screen sectional. So the leader's going hard, probably too hard in reality. I think Ross he had to do it because he had to commit from out wide.
Exactly. If he'd been drawn better, he'd have just been able to sit and relax on the lead rather than use his horse, and then the horse has got rather lit up.
Essentially, the draw has not helped the third horse, who's run really well because he's ended up having to go too quick. Buick's given Legend of Xanadu a really sensible ride. He's had to accept that he's a bit wider than he would have wanted to be, but he's sat on him, he hasn't rushed him around the turn, and he knows they're going too quick, and he's saved him up. Self Praise, of course, is the one that catches the eye to some extent with a strong finish, but he was badly outpaced and slowly away early, which was his own doing.
Jane.
That's the one early on. They're 4 or 5 wide. The front two come around that part of the track. To be fair, having rewatched the replay, the winner was actually comfortable early doors. William just opted to take back, whereas in contrast, your eventual second, Danny Tudhope, was as close as he could be for the entire race, but just there challenging down the outside. The inside horses, I was disappointed with Silencer. He didn't pick up, albeit he did sit second, just behind the eventual third, Commander Straker. The other horses in behind, Shandy Star never got involved. The Twilight Lady has run a good race in the centre there for Roger Fell as well, and I think Estate probably hasn't stepped forward from his run second last time. Again, Commander Straker holds him, but the winner was comfortable, and that was Fast and Furious.
Good hardy 2-year-old Legend of Xanadu for Mick Shannon, having his 5th start, and he's shown a beautiful attitude here. He's incredibly well balanced, and I think Buick's shown his own street wisdom here, hasn't he? So much experience around here.
Oh, I think it's a really good ride because he could easily have rushed around the bend and gone chasing, because he didn't have an optimum position and he was 3 wide. He wouldn't have wanted to choose that position 3 wide necessarily, but he had to sit and suffer and accept, and I think he quickly realised, look, this is a strong pace, I'll hold my position, keep him comfortable, and then try and go up the home straight, and it's all paid off in the end. As Jane said, Self Praise, there's a real difference between the first two. Legend of Xanadu, it's Buick's choice to hold him back and take that patient approach in the race. Self Praise, very different. Danny's got to get working on him early, just even to keep in touch with the back of the main pack.
There was a moment into the bend where I was watching David Probert on Estate, leading into the bend, going left-handed on the right leg, and he made a real effort to get the horse to change. And I'd say that Highclere colt hasn't handled Epsom, and that is blatant, and we'll talk a lot about that over the next 2 days. But there's no doubt about the winner. He's come home to great effect, backing up that win last time, and obviously a very smart colt.
Pointing his toe well, time just outside 109. I think they've come home quite slowly here, given some of those electric fractions early, but we'll have to do a more in-depth study of those sectional times. Mick Channon, not for the first time training a winner of this race. He's very fond of this meeting, and Legend of Xanadu, I think, can go on and give him a bit more fun, Martin, because he's a real pro.
And that matters as a 2-year-old. If you've got that attitude, that experience, professionalism that this horse has got, and he's getting all of the time, he's really thriving and improving. He's been busy, but it's not stopped him getting better, and he'll definitely stay an extra furlong as well beyond this.
Well, with that in mind, and I know the Chesham has become a sexy race now for big stables, like it used not to be, but he's by 60's Icon, so he's eligible for that twice, basically, because 60's Icon stayed as far as he wanted.
And imagine the experience that he has in this type of a race going into that, in contrast to some flashy, kind of more robust 2-year-olds with one flashy maiden win under their belt. It must be a big advantage.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll see him at Royal Ascot, won't we? The form that he's been in, the progress that he's making, he's going to have to be there. And it would be the obvious race, to be fair, the way that he's seen this out in a strongly run race. So time around a second and a half outside of standard, isn't it? So I think for 2-year-olds, we're looking at a good ground time, really.
I think today, good to soft places we opened up. It's perfect drying conditions here at Epsom, a track that does dry and drain pretty quickly, however much water you've bunged on or however much rain there's been during the course of the week.
One thing some of the jockeys might be pleased about is seeing the finishes out wide and off the rail in this race, because it might just mean that races open up a little bit more up the home straight, and it gives them a chance to get into stride down the outside.
Unless you want to lock somebody in down the rail, and you might come up 3 wide.
Well, he's got Manobo to come in the Dalbury Coronation Cup, with the Moonlight and the Kazoo Oaks, and in the Derby tomorrow, Nation's Pride. That's quite a nice little trio for William Buick to look forward to, but he's got this Derby Festival off to a wonderful start, courtesy of Mick Channon and the Box 41 owned Legend of Xanadu. And a hat tip to Channon, who has stood 60's Icon himself for many years. When he started, people thought, well, a rather unlikely source of precocious 2-year-olds, but he's cocked a snook at that theory year in, year out for many seasons now, and has provided him with another winner of the Woodcote Stakes. And what a lovely attitude this horse has shown as well. Legend of Xanadu it is, and we can pick up the starting prices now.
Can do, Nick. Yeah, Legend of Xanadu is the 4-to-1 joint favourite, self-praised 6-to-1 and Commander Straker 5-to-1. Just to flesh out those sectionals that you were referring to, I've got the course track numbers in now. Early on, they did go very quick, as Martin was saying. 10.93, 10.69, 10.57 and a 10.71. That was for the leader, Commander Straker. And then the winners come home, 11.12 and then 12.25 through the final furlong. So the winners run a fair bit more evenly than Commander Straker, who ended up finishing in 3rd place. So a strongly run opening contest. And just a quick reminder of what Andrew Cooper said when interviewed earlier on Mark Your Card by Rachel Casey. He said that 3 or 4 off the rail is better than the rail. The good to soft bits are probably down by that rail where Commander Straker ended up. Slightly better 3 or 4 off the rail, and that's where the winner came. Let's go to Huntingdon.